Hello everyone! In case you don't know me, I'm Soren, a competitive Battlegrounds player from Italy, who has reached rank 1 EU a few times, and I often also hang out in top 15 or 20, something like that. So when it comes to BGs, I know quite a lot of things. This is going to be the first of many guides for Hearthstone Battlegrounds, so if you want to improve your plays or just get to know more about the fundamentals of the game, make sure to drop a like, a follow, and even share this content with your friends if you feel like it could help them. And today we're gonna talk about beginner mistakes to avoid when you're learning the game. Once you choose your hero, you'll jump right into your first shopping phase. And if you look down at the bottom right, you'll notice that you start off with 3 golds. That amount of gold will increase at the start of each turn up until turn 8, when you reach 10 gold. You can use your gold in 3 ways. You can buy a minion for 3 gold, roll for 1 gold, or level your tavern tier up. The cost to upgrade your tavern tier changes depending on each tier, and will also get reduced by 1 at the start of each turn. So on turn 1 you can naturally buy a minion. It's even better if you can buy a minion, which then summons another one. These are called tokens. On turn 2, your tavern tier up will cost 4 and you will have 4 golds, so you can level up to find more powerful minions. On turn 3, you can sell a minion to buy 2 new ones. Turn 4, just buy the 2 strongest minions. Keep in mind that while doing this, you don't want to tunnel too much into synergies. Just try to buy the strongest minion available, which usually means the ones with most stats. Also, try to buy pairs, which you can triple later on to find higher tier minions quicker than your opponents. Another important note is don't roll. And this might sound like a silly suggestion, but that's actually one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen beginners struggle with times and times again. If you have 5 or 6 golds, it will always be better to try and buy 2 minions rather than rolling for better ones, because in the early game all minions have very similar power levels. Now on turn 5, you can just level up your tavern tier and buy 1 minion. At this point, you are on tavern tier 3 and you have 2 main options. You can either level up to tier 4 or stay on tier 3 to get stronger. Usually, if you already have a full board, I'd suggest you to level up and skip tavern tier 3, since on tier 4 you can find more powerful minions and you can also triple into tier 5. From now on, you will have 10 golds every turn, which is the maximum amount. And it's up to you to do your best and try to win the game. But don't worry, here are a few tips to try and help you out. First of all, try to buy the minions that you think will be useful and start selling the ones that you already own once you run out of gold. Don't panic and sell random stuff in the middle of the turn, because you might end up selling useful ones or even end up with less than 7 minions by the end of your turn. A generic advice once you get to tavern tier 4 is to start playing around leaves and divine shield taunts. But why would I do that, you may ask? The reason why is that these are very common things to encounter, especially as you start climbing the ranks, and you can play around them almost for free. You just need to make minor positioning adjustments that will stick with you in the long run and will actually carry you up to 11 or even 12k. So the way to play around a Divine Shield Taunt is to lead with a bumper, which is a small minion that will improve your composition as it dies while proccing its death rattle. For example, Spawn of Nezov or Selfless Hero, Goldrin, Omega Buster, or you can even just use a Light Fang, something small on your board. This is a very efficient way to pop the Divine Shield while not losing much value. Although, as the game progresses and your board becomes stronger, it might be hard to keep a weak unit like Spawn of Nezov on your board. At that point, you can just lead with your weakest minion or not care about it as much anymore. This is especially important when mechs are in the lobby, because in that case you are very likely to run into a Noyo module, a very popular 4-drop. Now, how do you play around Cleave? Well, get a powerful taunt of your own and place it at the end of your composition. The best taunts you can get are Divine Shield taunts, because they will protect you for at least 2 hits, while only having a single taunt. So try to keep an eye out for cards like a Noyo module or Defender of Argus, which can allow you to get premium Divine Shield taunts. However, if you are playing a beast composition, you can also just buy an Houndmaster and taunt something like a Sewer Rat. Or, if you are playing with some Avenge synergies that you want to protect, you can just use an Acolyte of Cthulhu, which is a pretty easy minion to get since it's only a Tavern Tier 1 unit. On this note, there is a set amount of copies for each minion in the game, which depends on that minion Tavern tier. And here's a list. Other than having an optimal positioning, once you are on Tavern tier 4, you want to make your composition stronger. You want to start building into a specific direction, a specific minion tribe. The main way to do this is to triple a minion. This way you will not only get a stronger minion, you will also get a discover reward, which allows you to pick 1 out of 3 minions from a higher Tavern tier. This will allow you to find powerful units before everyone else, and those units can sometimes push you into a specific direction, which will make your whole game plan much easier and straightforward. But if you are having a tough luck and didn't find any triple, you can try to focus on 3 units with different tribes. Better if they have specific abilities like Divine Shield or Cleave, and you can try to buff them as much as you can with specific buffs or even with better menagerie buffs. And once you feel strong, you can upgrade your Tavern tier to tier 5 and try to find some poisons to finish off your composition. Another great time to tier up might be when you get to face Kel'Thuzad. He is going to fight against you with the last warband that player had before they died. So he will usually have a weak board, which means that you can just level up while taking no damage. After all these tips, it's time to give some suggestions about which heroes to pick as a beginner. My top 5 best heroes to pick as a beginner are Mukla, Ariel, Jaraxxus, Maleficent, and Deathwing. Mukla and Cariel are just solid generic heroes that will provide you some stats as you play your game. Just try not to use your hero power until you get to 8 golds, because until then it will be better to spend your gold to get more units and improve your board. Jaraxxus, on the other hand, just pushes you into buying demons. So try to find some strong demons like Trickster, and then once you have 2 or more demons, push your hero power each turn to scale your demon's composition. With Maleficent, you just want to buy mechs, because she will make them stronger. Again though, don't donkey roll it down for mechs super early on, because buying 2 non-mech minions early on gives you more power than just having a single mech. Once you get to 8 golds, you should be on Tavern tier 3 and you can start rolling for powerful mechs, like Deflectobot or Replicating Menace. Once you are on tier 4, try to improve your composition with cards like Leaper, Annoyo Module or Greasebot. Last but not least, we have Deathwing. With this hero, you just want to buy Death Rattle minions. So before you pick him, you wanna make sure that you have at least 2 out of the 3 token tribes available. What are the token tribes, you may ask? Well, these are mechs, beasts and demons. Some premium early game units for this hero are Rat Pack and Replicating Menace, which you will find on tier 3. And once you have a full board of Death Rattle minions, you might want to look for powerful cards like Soul Juggler, Mechanotank or Mama Bear, depending on if you have a lot of demons or if you have a lot of beasts. Mechanotank just works with everything, so it's always a good pickup. And then you can try to build a whole comp around them. Ultimately, if you want to improve, you can just try and watch some Battleground streams on Twitch and ask some questions. Speaking of questions, if you have more doubts, drop some questions down below. I'll try to answer them all to the best of my abilities. And who knows, maybe I'll make an entire guide about your question.